welcome to the final show for the Super Eagles AFCON Focus. We've been here since the start of the AFCON, December 21st, and right now we are at the final lap of AFCON 2025. I'm going to start with the man who's smiling, who is Simo. He's happy Morocco won in that game. Simo, we actually had a talk before the game, and you said Morocco was going to win on penalties, and
I said Bruno is going to decide. Yeah.
Exactly. How does it feel?
Yeah, I'm so happy that we won because it's something that like, as Moroccan we waited for from a long time. And yeah, for the score, I was predicting that it's gonna go to the penalties, and it's gonna Bruno who's gonna be the Moroccan hero of this match, and that's why he got the man of the match at the end. Yeah, also as I said before, I thought it to be a very difficult game, very tight game, and it was. But I was expecting more balance in the both sides, both offensive sides. But I think I was surprised by the Moroccan team because we were more dangerous in all the game, and we had much more chances and everything to score. So yeah, I think that's why I said in the last podcast is that the Moroccan team has been progressing in their level of playing during the tournament. They were criticized all the time in the first games, and then they got their progress, and that's what they showed against Cameroon and especially against Nigeria. And for me, the game against Nigeria, they were much better even than the game when they won 2-0 against Cameroon. Yeah, but for me, it's hard luck for Nigeria because you had a really good competition. As I said before, until the semi-final, they were the best team in the AFCON. No doubt about it. But I think in the semi-final, we were better at this game. And I told you in that podcast, let the best team win in the game.
Yeah, exactly.
Morocco is better. But hard luck, and I wish you good luck for next what's coming next for the Super Eagles.
Okay, thank you very much. I want to start with the lady, Mandy. Do you agree that the best team won at the semi-final between Nigeria and Morocco?
I don't know why you're setting me up because it was Nigeria that lost, so it was not Ghana. It was Nigeria that lost. Of course, if we were to look at the stats, we would actually say, if you didn't watch the match and you looked at the stats, you would say, yes, Morocco was the better team that night. Morocco was the better team. They had more chances than us. To be fair, statistically, they actually dominated the game. But then again, I'm not going to agree 100% because I feel like Nigeria also did well. Because we held the game for 120 minutes and Morocco could not get a goal. That was how good the Super Eagles team was. Yes, we didn't get the goal as well. We didn't have the chance. We were unable to get goals because we didn't really get enough chances, and even the little chances that we had, we were unable to convert it. But I'm still going to give the Super Eagles of Nigeria, I'm still going to give them credit. They actually did well. The fact that they held it down for 120 minutes, they tried. And the penalties, it could have actually gone either ways, because when it comes to penalty knockout, it's not really guaranteed for anybody, no matter how good you think your goalkeeper is. Sometimes it's just a game of luck, because I actually feel like if Chukwueze had maybe scored his own penalty, maybe we'll be having a different story by now, you understand? So all in all, I'll say both teams 50-50. Maybe the better team won. I don't know, because I don't know.
Before we come to the penalty, the ball prophet, I want you to answer this question before we come to the penalty. Yes, like they say, penalty is anybody's game, but during the 90 minutes, what exactly happened? Because the Super Eagles were looking like a far cry from what they used to be since the start of the tournament. What happened? And we thought they would be progressing and they'll be getting better, but all of a sudden we saw them become the Super Eagles that we used to know. What would you say happened?
So I don't know if Mandy is being diplomatic or something, but there's an elephant in this room, and we have to address that elephant. And that elephant was the Ghanaian referee. That's
exactly
the elephant that we have to address. So I don't know why she's trying to do diplomacy.
No, we have to be, it is what it
is. Let's be honest. So the thing is, we know that the Nigerians are technical, they are talented. We know that these players can play with the best of the best when it comes to tactics, when it comes to showing their talent. But a large part of why Nigeria were able to dog walk the Algerians was because of their physicality. Then when you come into a game right after that Algerian game, into a game against Morocco, where you try to use that same physicality, but every 50-50 challenge, it's a whistle. You breathe wrong on a Moroccan player, it's a whistle. But they can push and pull you, they can drag you. And then when they drag you, you still get the yellow card. When you see things like that, you should know, there's a name on the trophy, and hopefully Senegal can help us buck that trend.
I hope so. Omar, do you agree with that the referee ruled the game, or Morocco was just the better side?
I think there was some calls. I was watching it and I'm thinking, how is that a foul? How is that, a yellow card? But at the same time, in my opinion, that was the final. I don't think the game is coming. Morocco and Senegal is going to be as good as that game. Nigeria going in the tournament, and the whole tournament, their attack has been the best attack, no question. They're scoring at will, and it was always a defense. Is the defense going to be good enough? Calvin Bassey needs to go to Real Madrid after this tournament. I thought the defense was a lot better.
Yeah.
I thought they were smarter. I thought they played really well. Morocco still was on the offense for a lot of the game, but they held them out for 120 minutes. So going to a shootout, Yassine Bono is different. He is different level of goalie. So going into a shootout, I didn't have a good feeling for Nigeria. Osimhen came out at the end of extra time in the shootout. That didn't look good as well. But yeah, it was a tough loss, because I like Nigeria. I like the way they were playing. That was the final.
Yeah. When I had Simo on, I told him about the referee. Although he agreed with me on some level that the referee had an impact in the previous games that Morocco had played. But I think this game was the worst of them all, because that Ghanaian referee was so biased. He was so biased, and he actually disrupted the flow of the game at most of the time. Because I think if not for the referee, the Nigerian team would have done better. Simo, do not be biased. Was that referee taking the side of Morocco?
For me,
I want to hear from you.
I was agreeing with you in before about refereeing. Not that the referee helped Morocco, but just that there were some errors, some mistakes sometimes. And for me, the only real mistake that happened, it was against Mali for the penalties. It was a clear penalty for Mali against Morocco. But in the semi-final, there were some mistakes, of course, but it's not. We're not gonna say that the referee was helping Morocco, because as I told you, for me, just the fact that we know that in many other AFCONs, referees has been helping the hosting countries. We wait for any mistake to talk about it in social media and everything, and then it got really. I don't know, for example, I saw in the game that there were sometimes that the referee gave just a foul for Morocco, and we can see that in the replay that it's a real foul, and you see the players of Nigeria are all like that, oh, what's happening, they mean it's the referee is helping Morocco, and you see in the replay it's a real foul. but they give this impression that it's a stolen game and everything. And for me, like the fact that we're waiting for this, like we're waiting in an AFCON that the referee is gonna help the hosting country. So like any small mistake, we start to say that, because if you see, for example, some other games in the AFCON, the mistakes were like much bigger, like much bigger, and was really influencing the game. For me, what happened, of course, anything that happens in the game influenced the game, but for me, it didn't like it wasn't that who determined who won the game, of course. But yeah, of course, I agree in the fact that like of course we should give the credit to the Super Eagles for the AFCON, because they were the best team largely until the semi-final. But for me, in the semi-final, the Moroccan team were like much better. But yeah.
We're going to go straight to the finals. Senegal, Morocco. I think Senegal is going to be the team to do the job. Who agrees with me? Senegal
I agree, of course. I want Senegal to win.
I want Omar to go first, because if you have Nigerians, we have a skin in the game. But I think Omar has a bit more skin in this game right now.
You know who I want to win, and it's definitely not Senegal. I don't want Senegal anywhere near the stage. Dima Maghreb. I want Morocco to win. 100%.
Like,
Morocco beat us once, but Senegal has beaten like every single time where Egypt had to do something monumental. Senegal was always standing there trying to stop them.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
I don't want them anywhere near.
For me, like to be honest, I was afraid from the game against Nigeria more than what I feel now for the game. Like now, I'm so much more confident about the game. I know that like in the last years we played a lot of finals, not in the AFCON but in other competitions, and each time in the AFCON, especially when some competition is organized in Morocco. Like it got crazy in the field, and you have everyone is singing from Morocco. It gives a lot of like stress to the opponents, and it helps the team a lot. And I think it's gonna be a win for Morocco, and like it's gonna be a win in the game with us going to penalties.
I don't think it's going to go to penalties. Senegal has a good team, but I think that if you can defeat Nigeria, Cameroon, like those are two good sides. I think Senegal is good, but they haven't looked their best. Like Koulibaly is also a couple key players who aren't going to be there. I think Morocco win this in I mean, I hope, but I think they're going to win in full time. I'll say 1-0 score. It's going to be tight. 1-0 Morocco.
Yeah, I think like Senegal. What makes Senegal like a good team in the final is that it's like Morocco. They get good when they face great teams, and we see it in all their games in the last 3-4 years when they play like a really non-good team. They're like really good team, but in sometimes they had like some easy games and they barely win it like 1-0. So I think now that's and I think it's the same profile for Morocco as well. We suffered a lot in mini games with like respectfully some like small teams that are not that good, but in against good teams we are always giving a good game. So I think this one is going to be a good game too, because I think both teams are going to be taking the risk. There will not be like a defensive team that's stay in the defense all the time. So I think it's gonna be a good game, but Yeah, for Morocco, I think everyone has been waiting for a long time, and this pressure that is on the players is gonna be like support them more to give 200% in the game. So yeah, I think it's gonna be 1 or 2-0 for Morocco.
Mandy, I'm afraid of Simo predicting because the last time he predicted, they won. So I don't want to hear his prediction anymore. I don't want you to, Timo, I don't want you to predict the scoreline for the game today because the last time you did it, Morocco won. But Mandy, what would be your predictions for the final game?
I'm going to be sentimental with my prediction because I don't want Morocco to win it because of what we experienced. Largely, honestly, I feel like I was so pained with that match, Nigeria Morocco. I was really extremely pained. I've never been that pained before in my life while watching football. The officiating was, oh my Jesus. You know what? I am predicting Senegal to win 2-0. I don't care what happens.
Just a question about
just predicting. I don't just want Morocco to win it. You understand? But whatever happens, anyways, it is what it is.
Yeah, just a question because like you're mad about Morocco about the referee in right?
Yeah. The officiating.
Yeah, you think like the mistakes that were made by the referee for Morocco against Nigeria was more than the mistakes that were made for Nigeria against Algeria, because there were a lot of people talking about the mistakes.
I watched the Algeria and the Nigeria. I watched the Algeria-Nigeria game. I watched it live.
Yeah,
and the only thing I think the Algerians have over Nigeria in that game was the penalty, which was not even a penalty because he literally touched a part of his body before he bounced back to his hand. You understand? That was not even a penalty.
Yeah, of course.
Maybe they were more, maybe 1, 2, 3. But for the Morocco match, it was a lot. I can't even start counting it. It was a lot. Like
every 5 minutes.
On my Facebook page, I didn't make a post about it. It was very, very much. It was too much.
Let me just
it affected the tempo of the game. You understand? It affected the tempo of the game. I'm sorry, please let me just quickly complete my statement. If the referee was not biased, you understand? If the referee was not biased, let's say the referee blew normal, like there was no too much errors and all of that stuff, maybe Morocco would have even still won in normal regular time. You understand? Maybe Morocco could have won. Maybe I said, you understand? Maybe Morocco could have even won if there was no bad officiating. You understand? But the bad officiating is just annoying. Like, why? It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I can just answer to this point. I think like for me there was a big similarity between the two games. In the two games for Nigeria and Algeria, there were a lot of talking about the yellow cards. Apart from the penalty, of course, it's not a penalty. It was the same case as the people who were talking about penalty for Morocco against Nigeria. It's not penalty because it was exactly the same thing as the one for you against Nigeria.
Exactly.
But like there were a lot of people who were talking about a lot of yellow cards for Algerian players against Nigeria, and when you see the plays, there were some times when it shouldn't have been yellow card, but like it's some referees mistakes that happens. But in all the case, that should not take off the credits for Nigeria after the game against Algeria, because you were dominating all the game and you can see it in the statistics and everything. And for me, it's the same thing for the game Morocco-Nigeria. There were maybe some mistakes. I honestly, like, I'm hearing from you now, but like I don't remember like some real mistakes that the referee made.
Like there was a particular ball with Moses Simon, and it was a counter. And that ball, the referee was blowing. What's going on?
Can you hold that thought? Let the ball prophet say something, then you come back.
Maybe there were like two or three fouls, but it's not that who was like make you say that the referee was blind. I think
if we look.
Yeah, I think if you look at the Nigerian game, at least there's gonna be like.
If you look at the Nigerian game, if you look at the Nigerian game as an isolated, Like, yeah, it makes sense what you are saying if you look at it as an isolated event. But you yourself mentioned the game against Mali. The Cameroonian FA president was fined. He was given a format ban also for fighting after. Was he fighting or causing trouble after the match because of a perceived injustice from the referee in that game? Yeah, we look at the Nigerian game, we will say maybe. But when it happens consecutively in every single match, do you really think your argument holds water in that situation? I don't really think so, because it has, and I would admit, like, I perfectly understand. This is Africa. There's going to be home advantage. It happens every single tournament. From the first game, I made a video. I said Morocco are going to get home advantage. They are going to get favorable ref calls. It's up to the opposition to play to their best and play to their level, which is where I would criticize the Nigerians. We didn't play to our best. That's the only place I would blame the Super Eagles for not playing to their best. But when we are speaking about the referees, yeah, you can say just the Nigerian match is just the Nigerian match. But along the line, like almost even from the first game, the penalty they got in the first game was not a penalty. I saw it, even though they were the better team in that match, that penalty was not a penalty, and I said it in that moment. So I'm not being the boy who cried wolf, because this thing has been happening from the beginning of the tournament. So yeah, you can admit on one end that Morocco were the better team, and also admit that they've been getting favorable calls. Two things can be right at once.
Mandy, I want you to rate the Moroccan gameplay from 1 to 10. I would rate them a 6, because I don't think the Moroccans have been playing fantastically well. But Mandy, please rate the Moroccans, because
you
don't want to buy pushing Mandy's buttons
for the whole tournament.
You mean for the whole tournament or just against Nigeria?
Yes, the whole tournament.
Well, if you ask me, let it not look like I am. I'll just give them 5. They are trying.
It's harsh.
No, but seriously, this is not the Moroccan side that beats Portugal in the last World Cup.
Exactly.
I don't know what's happening. Yeah, so
the Morocco in this tournament, they are actually struggling, in my own opinion. I mean, there are some teams that they played against in the group stage that, when the tournament started and we were expecting that, Morocco is facing this team, we're expecting a lot of goals, expecting a lot of things. But then again, it was not giving the things we were expecting. You understand? It was not giving the things we were expecting. So for me, I feel like the reason why they got to the final is because they are at home. It's home advantage that they had. Because that Nigeria match, me that I was even watching at home, at every minute I'll be like, did the referee whistle again? Did the referee? I was asking, like, people were watching together. I'll be like, how we hear whistles? Did the referee whistle? They're like, no, it's the crowd in the stadium that were whistling. And the people that were actually in the stadium, they testified to it that their ear almost deaf. Like the noise, once the Nigerians are with the ball, the fans are whistling. And I'm like, there's under these kind of conditions and even focus. So, but that is even the reason why I'm saying I'm giving kudos to the Super Eagles of Nigeria, because the fact that they were able to play under such harsh conditions and they were still able to hold them down for 120 minutes. They tried, because any small thing, few, we don't even know the one from referee. We don't even know the one from the fans. You understand? So I feel like the reason why they actually got to the final is because they are hosting the tournament and they have that home advantage, and they could actually beat Senegal as well. There's a high chance that they're going to beat Senegal on Sunday. There's a very, very high chance. For me, I'll rate them 5 over 10. I'll rate them 5 over 10.
I'm not going to pretend as if Morocco are not a good team because they beat Nigeria through dubious means. Before the Cameroon-Nigerian game, I would have rated them a lot lower, like a 6, because they had not been performing. But they raised their level. For the Cameroonian game, I didn't believe they could shut down Cameroon to that extent. So they beat Cameroon, they beat Nigeria, they shut down the best attack in the entire tournament, stats-wise, eye test-wise, anything-wise. They beat that team and they shut them down. They held us to just 2 shots for the entirety of 120 minutes. That's wild for a team that has Victor Osimhen, Ademola Lookman amongst their rank. So you cannot just, yes, referee was a factor, but a lot of things like happened in the game, but Morocco were also like they were worth the win. They played well enough to get the win. They could have gotten a goal anytime during those 120 minutes, if not for Stanley Nwabali and some great saves.
And Bassi.
So yeah. For me, coming into this tournament, I didn't really expect a lot from Nigeria, and obviously a lot of us didn't really expect a lot from Nigeria. This was a surprise. Their level of play at this tournament has been a surprise, and when they started playing that way, I felt like Nigeria were going to win it all after about the third or fourth game. I felt like we were good enough to win it all.
That brings us to the end of the show. Thank you very much for joining me. I'm going to give each and every one of you something to say before you leave.
Yeah, so it has been a wonderful tournament so far. I didn't expect Nigeria, like I said, I didn't expect Nigeria to come this far. So even them getting to the semi-finals was enough for me. I don't know about other Nigerians, and I've criticized some Nigerians for that on my page because we didn't expect this and they give us this, and then you are still mad at the players because they made a few missteps. Like, yeah, it happens. This is football. You can't win every game. That's just the reality of it. You can be the best team in the world, and you don't. We know how many years Manchester City were obviously the best team in the world, but they couldn't lay their hands on the Champions League trophy. So it just happens. You might play the most beautiful football and you don't get the trophy. That's just it's just the way the dice rolled on the day. So I'm proud of our players. And one more thing, I'm actually very, very happy that this AFCON we got to see the best of the best play against each other from the round of 16 onwards. Like everybody we know that this is the peak of African football, and everybody showcased and played as well as they could, and the best people got to the final. And yeah, it has been a wonderful tournament, and hopefully we'll be here once again in 2027 talking about Nigeria in the final. Thank you.
Hopefully too. Thank you very much, the Ball Prophet. All right, Omar, over to you.
Yeah, just to echo what the Ball Prophet said, it's been an incredible tournament, and it was so good to see all the big teams playing to the level that they can. Unlike the last one where you saw smaller teams doing it, it's so fun to see the big teams with the big players playing as well as they can. And it was just, honestly, the play was amazing. The games were intense. It was fun to watch. I think the AFCON is probably the second most exciting continental competition after the Euro, and it just solidified it for me this year. So it was a fun tournament. Hopefully the next round, the next 2027, I don't know if Egypt can do something special. We'll see, but it's going to be fun to see how the teams age. Nigeria, see what happens with Cameroon, see how Morocco ages, and that'll be fun as well. But no, it's been a great tournament. The play has been fantastic. I'm looking forward to the final. I hope Senegal gets destroyed, and let's go Morocco.
Thank you very much. That's an amazing take. Simo, you're the man of the moment. Let me just congratulate you in advance for winning the AFCON, because I don't know, it's gonna be a miracle if Senegal wins. So congratulations. So give us your last word, Simo.
Thank you. Like, I'm so happy, of course, to be in the final, and hard luck for Egypt and Nigeria. And as I said before, like it's so sad to see, like when I saw the AFCON now and I saw the team of Nigeria, it's so sad to see that a team like Nigeria is not gonna represent Africa in the World Cup, because I think Nigeria is like the image of football that we want to see in the World Cup, representing Africa. So yeah, it's life, and like good luck for all the teams and for what's next. And I hope we're gonna win it finally this AFCON. I think it has been the best semi-final games in terms of the weight of the teams since a long time. And yeah, I hope it's gonna be for Morocco, and I hope for the World Cup that all the African teams is gonna do a good job. I think, like, seeing the level of playing in this AFCON make me optimistic about the World Cup for our continents. Even if, of course, it's regrettable that Nigeria was not gonna be there, but I think Morocco, Senegal, Egypt, Algeria, and all the other African teams is gonna do well. And of course, in this AFCON, I think the only team that we missed in this AFCON was Ghana. But
Ghana.
yeah,
I didn't miss Ghana.
We just dragging them. I miss the banter.
Quarterfinal. When you see the table of the quarterfinal, you see like all the biggest teams of Africa, and you see like,
and then Ghana's not there.
Like, oh, there's not Ghana, because like, especially like for me, I have like special emotions with Ghana, because like I started to love football when I was young. And I remember in 2010, I had 10 years old, and I was crying next to the television when I saw like Ghana got eliminated by Uruguay in a weird way. And like, yeah, it was like so hard to accept it, and like I was in love with Ghana in that time. So that's what like for me like Ghana will always be one of the biggest teams in Africa, however the states of the team.
Okay, so the queen of the pack, Mandy Rachel, give us your last words.
Yeah, I think everyone has basically said everything I wanted to say or I would like to say. So I'll just wrap it up by saying yes, we've had a fantastic
Don't talk about the referee though.
No, that one is gone. I mean, it's a normal thing. Like, you know, when you get when you feel like the ref cheated you, you feel pain and then you talk about it. But then again, we move on. It's football.
Yeah,
it is what it is. Regardless, whatever, we move on. Yeah. But then again, like I was saying, we've had an amazing tournament. Like I think this AFCON 2025 is like an upgrade. It's not, what am I saying? It is an upgrade to AFCON 2023. It was actually very, very fun, interesting. I mean, there were a lot of games. And for the Super Eagles of Nigeria, you know, we saw another side of the Super Eagles of Nigeria that we've never seen before in a very, very long time. I mean, we saw another side of Super Eagles of Nigeria. We saw Nigeria actually playing like a team, like a unit. It's been a long time since I'm not even sure we've ever experienced that, because for the Super Eagles of Nigeria, it's more like we're just, you know, expecting and hoping on individual brilliance for the team performance, you understand? But for this AFCON, we literally experienced them playing as a team, as a unit, and that was really so beautiful to see. So I wish all the finalists all the best, because at the end of the day, we all are finalists, just that some people are playing the main final and the others are playing the mini final, you understand? So I wish all the teams playing all the best, and may the best team win. I feel like the bronze is going to lighten up the mood of Nigerians in a way. I mean, we just use that to console ourselves. So even if it's the 1 millionth bronze medal, was going to manage it like that. So that'll be all from me. That'll be all from me.
Thank you very much. Thank you. It was an amazing AFCON indeed. I enjoyed every minute of it. I enjoyed all the games. I enjoyed the beautiful game of football, and I also enjoyed doing this with you guys. Thank you very much for joining me. The Ball Prophet, Omar, Touchline Takes, Simo, and Mandy. I really appreciate it. And we're still going to be here, God willing, inshallah, in 2027, talking about the 2027 AFCON as well.